Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor, and it's the morning after the night before. Today is July 21st, 2016, and last night at the Republican convention, we saw what the diurnal chart predicted, which was Donald Trump's progressed Uranus right on the diurnal midheaven. Now, Uranus is the planet of rebellion. It is the unexpected. It is the awakener. And it's very difficult to interpret a diurnal chart because it is actually what is seen through the eyes of the person whose chart we're looking at. So, publicly, what he saw and what we all saw was something very sudden and unexpected from Ted Cruz, which was that he did not endorse Donald Trump. The news media says that Donald Trump already knew that he was not going to endorse him, but if you look at the pictures of his face and his family's faces during the Ted Cruz talk, you can see that while they may have known it, they were not pleased at all. And so the diurnal chart is accurate. We know that his birth time is accurate because the planets have to be right smack dab on the cusp or the edge of the house. And so that was the sudden, unexpected occurrence that did not come from Trump, but was aimed at Trump. And it's not anything that Ted did, it's what he did not do. And so there was the sudden and unexpected. Now, at the very same time, if you will remember my video from yesterday, this is becoming a daily occurrence, isn't it? Trump's natal moon was on the diurnal fourth cusp, the IC. And the IC is the fourth cusp is traditionally the end of things. However, and the moon has changed. However, I think in this case, the way we interpret this is that the moon representing the family, on the exact cusp representing the family, came to his emotional rescue when his son Eric gave an excellent speech, I thought. He was a wonderful speaker. He made his case very clearly, and you could see that it really touched Donald Trump's heart. Okay, now, today is the last day of the RNC, and as I mentioned, he has his natal sun, Trump has his natal sun right at the top of the chart, and back in 2015, I had said that he would be running for president, whether at that time, in 2015, we didn't know what to expect, if we were going to have a brokered convention or what the deal was going to be, if he was going to be running as an independent, and now we know he will be running as a Republican. And in his eyes and in the world's eyes, according to the way he interprets his diurnal chart and the way I interpret it, he is sitting pretty. He is on top. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, what about Cruz? Oh, before I forget, I left something out. Someone else who did not endorse him, though certainly not as well known as Ted Cruz, was the first woman astronaut, retired. Eileen Collins did not mention Trump by name in her talk. So that's two people who I don't know if Trump knew or cared about the astronaut, and I didn't hear that he said anything about that. But that's two people who did not give him their endorsement from the podium, and that is progressed Uranus on the diurnal midheaven. Okay, now, Ted Cruz. You may be wondering what's going to become of Ted this last day of the RNC. I get everybody's birth data either from the person themselves, if I'm able to do that. Otherwise, I go to Astro Data Bank, which was created by Lois Rodden, who did a brilliant job of documenting birth times. Trump's birth time is documented as AA, and we know by the diurnals they're working. If his birth time were 4 minutes off, those cusps would be off by 1 degree. I wrote a book about diurnals many years ago, which incidentally, here comes the plug, is available in my book, The Stargazer's Motherlode. You just get it at my website, MaxineTaylor.com. It is a compilation of all of the astrology books I've written. Anyhow, we know that this is his accurate birth time. However, with Ted Cruz, his birth information, his birth time, got a C rating, and she goes from A, well, actually double A, B, C, and D. And if it's double D, that's dirty data, meaning you can't trust it. So this is questionable birth time, and he was born at 1 a.m. And those of you who study astrology know that it's pretty rare to have your birth time right on the hour, but it happens sometimes. So let me show you what is going on in Ted Cruz's chart, keeping in mind that this birth time may be off, number one. Number two, that it is difficult to actually interpret exactly what's going to happen. But I'm going to absolutely tell you what I see, and then you will arrive, of course, at your own conclusions. Today at the RNC, Ted Cruz's natal sun is right on the descendant, the seventh cusp. His progressed Venus is also right on the descendant. Now, the descendant is the part of it rules the seventh house, and the seventh house deals with the other people in your life. It deals with the public, it deals with spouse. In a political campaign, it rules your adversary. It also indicates that Ted's attention will be on the other people, the significant others in his life. And the sun, the giver of life, is a very powerful, positive indicator, as is Venus, which is love. Wonderful. However, if we interpret this as his opponent, which would be Donald Trump, because they've had a long-standing feud ever since Trump insulted his wife and his father. These things are part of history now. If this is Donald Trump, then Donald Trump is doing magnificently in Ted Cruz's eyes and in the eyes of others. So, next week is the DNC, and I will be, of course, reporting on that. I had told everybody that I wouldn't do any more videos until after these conventions, but man, they are so wild. They're like a three-ring circus. We got to keep up with them as they're happening. So tonight, Donald Trump has his natal sun on the midheaven, and that is exactly where he wants to be. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more videos, of course, next week. Even after the conventions, I'll be looking at the United States chart. Yes, I know we have several different ones that different astrologers prefer. I use the Gemini rising chart because it works for me. I'll also be doing a chart next week on the convention itself, and of course on Hillary and Bernie. So until next time, and who knows, I may be doing another video tomorrow. So until we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours.